Hello everybody, here we are in week 7, and last week you made your first circuit and it might look something like this. You've got an LED, you've got a 100 ohm resistor, and you have power and ground, and when I plug everything in, the LED is going to light up. And then your assignment was to build a switch. Because right now this circuit is closed. We've got a ground wire coming from the Arduino. We have 5 volts running from the Arduino to the breadboard. You can see that my USB cable is here. You can't see it, but it's running to my laptop. So the Arduino board is powered from my laptop by a USB cable. And a USB cable has 5 volts power running through it. So any device you connect to USB is 5 volts. Okay, your assignment was to make a switch. And so you experimented with the different switches you have in your kit. And I want to expand on that this week. And there's a bit of theory that we need to look at, okay? So when we're dealing with electronics and microcontrollers, digital and analog are two big concepts. So when you made your switch last week, you made a digital switch. And all that means is that it goes on or it goes off. So you turn the switch on, the light goes on, you turn the switch off, light goes off. And at a digital level, it's a 0 or a 1. So the amount of data going between your computer and the Arduino, at a very low level, it would be a 0 or a 1. So I'm not sure which, but let's say that 1 is on. So when I press the switch down, it goes from 0 to 1. That's the idea of digital. It's just like it has 2 states, on or off. And this week we're going to look at analog. So in your kit, you have a potentiometer that looks like that. And a potentiometer is analog data, and you're going to hook this up, and it's, instead of getting a number between 0 and 1, it's going to have a range of numbers between 0 and 1023. And so what that lets you do is a potentiometer can fade this LED. Last week you turned it on and off. This week we're going to look at how do you fade it. And potentiometer, you might have a potentiometer in your house. The term pot lights, when you fade the lights up and you dim them down, that is an analog device, okay? And potentiometers are, you can do all kinds of things with them. They're designed so that metal thing, you can buy knobs. So if you were making a device and you wanted to have, let's say that you were making a volume control, it's a knob that you turn and you get a range. You can move the volume up and down between 1 and 10. Or if you're in Spinal Tap, between 1 and 11. So that's the whole idea of the difference between analog and digital. And there are 2 different kinds of switches. You might have something like this little blue potentiometer. I'm not sure if they're in your kit, but it does exactly the same thing as this big potentiometer. But the advantage of this one is it fits on the breadboard. So you can put it right on there and then it dials up and down. So anything that fades sound up and down, that fades lights up and down, that fades a color from red to blue, whatever, you know, any kind of application you want to use a potentiometer for, it's basically analog. And we're going to look at the code now of what that means. What do those numbers mean? How do you read them in Arduino?